The tie-dye
Hello, Dr. Brandon Vaughn, that tie-dye guy, coming to you today with 5 things to be thinking to overcome feelings of being overwhelmed. Today, essential thinking part 1. Let's get into it. Number 1, we said this last episode. You must start thinking that you cannot do it all. It's okay to not do it all. We get into this mentality so many times that we must be a master of everything. We must do everything that's on our plate. The biggest secret to living a life the most effectively is to realize that you only can do certain things and you can't do it all. So this is something that, now it doesn't mean that you can't do your dreams. We want to do that. What you can't be expected to do is all the other stuff that doesn't resonate with you. The things that you can delegate or pay other people to do or just fail at. I know that sounds weird, but it's really important to know what to fail at and what to succeed to really overcome this. Number 2 is that we have limited resources. This is just the way life is. You only have a certain amount of time every week. You can't get more time than what you already have unless you start shaving off inefficiencies. But in general, everyone has the same 24 hours. Everyone has the same 7 days a week. We can't get past that. The same thing with our energy levels. We have a limited amount of energy, and we can do so much before we run out. You have to take this into consideration because based on these limited resources, you've got to do things like taking breaks. Taking breaks is essential because you only have a certain amount of time, you only have a certain amount of energy, and if you start basically going overboard on time and assuming you have an unlimited amount of energy, you're going to start feeling overwhelmed. So take breaks. In fact, you might even want to take a break every hour of doing work, 5 or 10 minutes, stand up, go for a walk, do something, and that's going to help you not feel so overwhelmed by acknowledging this. This is all, again, about our thinking. Number 3, you are not alone. We get into this world today where sometimes we feel like we're the only person that faces something, and you're not. We hide a lot of things. In fact, if you go onto social media a lot, all you ever usually see people post about is either their food or all the happy things in their life. Everything is great. You never see the bad things in their life. And this can make you feel after a while like you're the only person on this planet that has problems or who feels overwhelmed or who struggles with things. I'm telling you, you're not. I face this. In fact, that's the whole reason why I'm doing this again, is to help people know you're not alone. So this is essential to think this way. In fact, you may have to actually say this out loud, is when you have this feeling like, oh, I'm the only one, everyone else seems to have their act together, you have to say, no, that's not really the case. I'm not alone. There are other people who struggle. And because of this, you're not broken. So many times we think we get into these situations and we feel like my life is a shambles. Not only do we feel alone, but we feel like we're messed up. And you're not. You're not nearly as messed up as you think you are, or there's a lot of other people, in fact, the whole entire human race, that is just as messed up as you are, if you want to think it that way. But this is great because we've got to think this. When we get isolated, we talked about this last episode, when we get isolated, we feel alone, we feel like we're broken, it gives us a sense of despair and a lot of stinking thinking that we can't get beyond. You're not broken. I'm not just telling you that to try to make you feel better. We're all in a similar state. You're not broken. And last thing for today is you're not weird. This is another thing that we've got to change our thinking is we get burned out, we get tired, we get overwhelmed, we feel alone, we feel broken. We think we have unlimited resources, and when we fail and we don't, or we're on the verge of burnout, sometimes we think we're weird. I'm just such an odd duck. Everyone else seems to have their act together, but me, no, that's not the case. You're not weird. You don't have unlimited resources. You can't do it all. You've got to prioritize in your life what's most important, put all of your focus and energy on that, save your best times of energy for the most important things in your life, and the things that are less important, let that be whatever's left over. You've got to guard your calendar. You might have to book out time so that you can do things that are important to you, things that matter to you. Even if that's relationships, you should probably put that into your calendar and book your time and say, this is when I'm going to spend some time with my kids. And we get into this mode where, oh, it should be all spontaneous, but you can go years of spontaneous relationships and nothing ever happens. No, you need to actively be putting in your time of the things that really matter, even with relationships. If you do this and start thinking this way, guarding your time and realizing you're not alone, you're not broken, and you are definitely not weird, this is going to serve as the foundation of some essential thinking that you need to have in place to overcome feeling overwhelmed. I hope you found this beneficial. We'll be back again in the next episode to talk about some remainder thinking that we need to have. Go out and live today with passion, intention, and purpose. Your life is an occasion. Rise to it.
Clock ticking the rest of your life.